Well, every drop of water is gold during our worst drought on record, but the government has given the green light to a Chinese company to take almost 100 million litres of our water every year for the next 91 years.
The decision that was made by the council is ludicrous under the circumstances.
I think it's irresponsible what they've done.
It's dead set embarrassing that our council would allow this to happen.
It's a decision that's left farmers feeling ignored, forgotten and left in the dark.
This is just the big fellas walking over the little fellas from what I can see.
I can't see how that's beneficial to the area, particularly when we've said the negative effects.
Peter Keogh and Ben Usher have lived on the land all their lives, but these fourth and fifth generation farmers say they've never experienced a drought like this one.
No, never this bad. It's been dry before, but never the water as bad as what it is.
Everyone's struggling, no one's got money.
The dry conditions forcing them to destock down to less than a third of what they normally have.
You know, I spent years building them breeders up, and it breaks your heart to sell young breeders, you know, cattle that you've bred.
While recent rainfall has turned the drought-stricken paddocks green, it hasn't been enough to boost water supply, which is drastically running out.
To the point I got a spring down here, it's completely dry and hasn't come back.
So bad, residents of Queensland's Southern Downs region have been placed on severe water restrictions, and now they're facing another kick in the guts. While farmers like Ben and Peter are quickly running out of water, only kilometres away, Cheraba Resort will be extracting 96 million litres of water each year and trucking it to the Gold Coast for bottling. This 5,000-acre resort near Warwick was bought by two Chinese-born investors in 2006, based on a proposal to develop the area into a town. 2 years later, the owners, known as the Ma brothers, were granted a licence to take up to 25 million litres of water each year. In 2010, that number almost quadrupled, and the extraction licence was extended until next century.
So at that point, Jerry Bar were going to build a town there. That got thrown by the wayside, so the whole water issue to all of us was sort of dead in the water then.
But late in 2018, the Ma brothers took further steps, lodging an application through their entity Royal Duke Holdings, asking the Southern Downs Regional Council to approve infrastructure to extract and filter water from an aquifer for bottling. But prior to the December council meeting, it was unexpectedly withdrawn. Just before Christmas, an almost identical application was put back before council under a different company name. And despite the fact the area is ravaged by drought and councils trucking water into the region, it was passed without any consultation with these nearby farmers.
It's embarrassing that our council are doing it. You know, fair dinkum. Drought or no drought here, you know, this issue, it's just not right. Even when it's good times, you're still going to drain the water here.
You don't allow, especially a Chinese company, to come in and start extracting water for commercial purposes and selling it at a profit when towns and schools, they can't provide the water there for the township.
Senator Pauline Hanson.
These are bureaucrats. These are people with no common sense. You don't do that in a country that is, you know, goes through droughts.
And these experts say that this water they're going is deeper than mine. Well, if you take the water out of the bottom of a glass, you know, put a straw in it, where's the water at the top going? It's not rocket science.
While farmers are being told it won't affect them, just from Cheraba Resort test pumping, Ben Usher claims it caused his spring to run dry.
You can only imagine if that's happened here just from their test pumping, imagine if they took 100 megalitres out.
They could have knocked the infrastructure back. They could have, at the very least, put it on hold, deferred it until we're out of this dire water situation we're in.
Following outrage among locals in the region, late last month, Cheraba Resort operators announced it will donate this year's water allowance to local charities and irrigators. They've also committed to not taking water during the drought, but these farmers aren't convinced.
So whether you drain it for our local irrigator or you drain it to go to China, you're still draining it. Either way, we're still stuffed.
When are they going to say the drought's over?
Who do you think needs to step in?
It needs a government that'll stand up and say, this is how it's done, and we've got to look after these people. It's not happening.
You're going to find this issue raise itself so many more times.
We are fools here. We have just been selling ourselves out to the highest bidder, and we're going to have nothing left at the end of the day.
They're coming, they are going to buy the water up and they are going to send it off, and you're going to be wondering why you can't get a drink.
Council says no water has left Cheraba Resort yet. The state government, which issues water licences, has confirmed it'll work with the resort owners to make sure they keep their drought commitments.